Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM, or go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
So let me say that right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Do it all, and we promise you we'll shout you out later on.
Shout out
in the show.
Yeah.
Mr. E, it's Fun Friday.
That's right. It's Fun Friday, TGIF. Couldn't wait till the weekend.
The weekend is finally here.
Yeah.
I hope you're going to do something fun, exciting. You got anything planned?
Well, only thing I got planned is GRASS, grass cutting.
That is work. Mr. E, you're going to work on the weekend?
This weekend, I just got paid. Somebody got to do it. My Billy Goat went out of work. my Billy Goat shut down on me, so he's not doing any work today.
So you got to do it.
That's right. I got to do it.
We want to say good morning to Wilberta Carter. Miss Wilberta Carter, what are you going to do this weekend? Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. The weather here is pretty nice. It's going to be in the 70s, upper 70s, Mr. E. And we're just looking forward to a just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
That's the way we do it. Spring is in the air. I see flowers everywhere. The bumblebees are out and the wasps are out and
you're right.
And everything.
Flies and everything.
The birds are building nests and buds are on the trees. So guess what? Spring has sprung.
Spring is here. Mr. E, we have the current job list and are few ready.
That's right. I am ready to give information on who needs a job. Listen, if you need a job, all you have to do is go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Federal Express, Amazon. You go to Harry's, Burger King, McDonald's, and
Especially,
UPS. Yeah.
especially Harry Cheetah. They say they need hundreds and hundreds of people to come back to work.
That's right. That's right. And don't forget that Royal Farm is getting ready to open up on Military Highway at Northview. So if you're looking for a job working at Royal Farm, go down there to Military Highway. That's an old Golden Corral
Wow.
building. So, make sure you jot down. Don't forget that Ford Motor Company, prior to Ford, is hiring also for those who have been incarcerated. Now, don't tell nobody because you've been incarcerated that you can't get a job. There are programs out here to help you to rise above. So get your pen and piece of paper. Let's jot down these job listings. Maybe there's one set aside just for you. The Elizabeth River Project is needing help for the Elizabeth River Project. The Armed Service YMCA is looking for a school-age bus driver, a care counselor, a care director.
Chrysler Museum, they need a Mellon Foundation Conservation Fellow. Heritage Humane Society, they need a customer care supervisor and a program director.
That's the Horizon Hampton Roads need a program director. Carrington Counseling Consultant need administrative assistants.
Absolutely. The Children's Center, accounting manager, and a pre-K teacher job opening.
Site supervisor,
Yes.
service coordinator, speech language pathologist.
The Virginia Fundraising Consultant, VFC, they need a director of operations. They alternative needs a finance manager. Bay Aging need a desktop support technician and an assistant, a veteran directed care.
Catholic Charity of the Eastern Virginia is looking for an adoption specialist, a financial and housing counselor, a guardianship case manager, a guardianship rep, payee bookkeeper.
Yes, and Chrysler Museum of Art, they need a project coordinator, a director of development, and that's it.
That's your
These
job.
jobs are listed already on our page. Go to Yolanda Hinton's personal page, Edward Everett's personal page, FYI Radio Show, hosted by Yolanda Hinton. It's on that page, LinkedIn, you name it. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share it and email it out to friends that need a job.
That's right. Don't forget that Miss Roberta Cotter, Miss Sheila Robbins, good morning to you. Miss Roberta Cotter says she's going to attend the PIT tournament.
Oh, very good. Very good. You all let us know what you're going to do this weekend. I tell you what, Mr. E, mine is a little bit up in the air right now, but I plan on enjoying the weather, possibly doing some things outside in my yard and just taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Yes, I tell you what, it's been a beautiful week already. And I'm just expecting just more good times during the weekend. You all let us know if there's something that we should be getting involved in on the weekend. There's something going on that you feel like FYI should be there. We would love that information. Now,
right.
Mr. E, this is Fun Friday. We're going to have a fun time today because we're going to get on a subject that we both like to talk about.
That's right.
And this is our Friday What's in Your Closet? Issues concerning women.
That's right. Women, we want to get on your last nerve to find out why you sneaking so many shoes and clothes. You got them sitting in your garage and sitting in the car waiting for night to fall.
Lord, even though that's not the subject, I am curious. I'm going to ask Mr. E later on, why does he always talk about women sneaking stuff in the closet? But today is going to be our FYI Fun Fitness Friday.
1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3.
We got to get in shape.
That's
we got to
right.
get ourselves up and popping, making sure we're eating right, going to the doctor, taking care of oneself.
That's right.
Now, so Mr. E and I had a conversation, and we're going to talk about pandemic. pandemic weight. And the fact, let's just admit it, that most of us have put on a few pounds since 3 years of being a little bit more what non-active. So we're going to talk about that. Some things we need to do. We have a challenge for you, and we just want to share what has happened in the last few years that made your figure eight turn into a figure O.
You mean to tell me folk got figure eights that turn into a figure O? I thought it was a Dunlap.
It may be a look. It's a Dunlap too. But before we move on to the figure O and the figure eight, Mr. E, what is a Dunlap?
A Dunlap is when your belt bent over your waist and you can't hide, and when you go into the house and your clothes roll down underneath your stomach, and that's what's Dunlapped over, when your stomach Dunlapped over everything from your waist down.
Okay, so tell me that again. So a Dunlap is when everything
from your waist
that's supposed
down,
to be flat and
from
you're
your
supposed to be able to
chest
see
down.
everything.
That's right. When your stomach, let me be
hide,
let
when
me,
your stomach
let,
is hiding your feet.
when your stomach is hiding your belt and your the rims of your waistline. When your
Oh my
waistline done flipped over, when you stand up to the mirror and you look down at your feet and you can barely see your toes, that's a Dunlap.
Yeah, but see, I heard you complain that you used to have a Dunlap.
Well,
now, was that during the pandemic time?
That was during the pandemic time. I picked up them great old pounds, and and that would bend your belt over. You put a belt on, when you take the belt off, the belt then started bending over. So you got a Dunlap.
So, Mr. E, when it was time to go back to church, because we were out of church as well, and you started to put on that robe or that suit.
That's right.
That you used to wear. What was your experience?
I said I had to. You ever seen a lady or anybody try to put on some skinny jeans and they can't get in? Yes. Their figure eight then turn to a figure O. When I put them pants on, I said, well, just the year before last I was wearing, they look good. The thighs look good in it, the legs look good in it, but couldn't get that waist in there. I had to suck it up.
You couldn't wear those suits. Did you end up giving away about 20, 25 suits?
Never that. I decided that I was just going to get rid of the Dunlap.
Well, that's very good. So let's find out what happened. What happened? We had a pandemic.
That's right.
And it didn't last one day. This was almost 3 years worth of a change in our lives.
That's right. That's right. We started talking about the pandemic and two subjects that we want to throw in there for you: how to lose pandemic weight,
yes,
and what to do when the quarantine 15 remains, and how to address the pandemic weight.
Wow.
The pandemic weight gain. Everybody was going through a core virus change.
Mm-hmm.
And so the body began to gain weight. And when weight gain, it causes it a concern. And when it causes a concern, now you want to know how to lose the weight from the pandemic weight.
Well, wait a minute, Mr. E. Now you said, all right, we had a pandemic.
That's right.
And everybody, all of a sudden, figure eight started turning to a figure O.
That's
now,
right.
What changed? The pandemic is one thing, but weight has to do, and it tells us right here, to do with consuming more calories than you burn.
That's right.
So folk was sitting there, even though the restaurants were closed. You couldn't hardly get in the grocery store, but how did people find a way to sit back and consume more and more pounds?
Miss Hinton, what folks decided to do, they decided to go to baking classes.
Come on,
they decided to make cakes. They decided to make pies. They decided to sit around and look at Netflix. The Netflix said the last 3 years they had more business than anything.
But Mr. E, it tells us in our research that the weight had to do with metabolism and the slowing down of the metabolism, because we weren't as active. We were shut down. More people were sitting down. and weren't able to burn the calories that they're used to.
That's right.
Not only that, they talk about stress eating. They talked about, just having the sense of needing to just feel less anxious. And so they began to just consume a little bit more than usual.
That's right.
And they couldn't go to the gym now. Remember the gym?
That's right. That's right.
They were shut down.
That's right. The gym was shut down, so they couldn't do any maintenance or health to maintain any healthy weight. They couldn't burn it off. All they could do was sit around and eat more snacks and comfort food.
Absolutely.
Many people had tried to support local business by eating more takeout meals.
Ooh, and that was one of the problems, because we know takeout food has more sodium, more sugars, higher in calories and fat.
That's
and
right.
So, where you could, cook, and we should have been cooking and doing more salads, we were ordering out and just kind of making ourselves feel better.
That's right.
With
That's
food.
right. With comfort food and takeout food. Not only that, but more stress piled on too.
I really do think weight gain had to do with a lot of stress. I really do.
Well, you think folks were trying to figure out how they're going to pay the bill, telephone disconnect, waiting for the next paycheck? Yeah.
Most people try to go to something that makes them feel better. And that's what people were doing, along with the metabolism slowing down, along with being isolated. We couldn't go out like we wanted to. Remember that. Remember, we were restricted from going out.
That's right. That's right. And so they put on the pounds. How your body gained weight. To understand the pandemic weight gain, it is important to understand your metabolism, or your body process, or converting the calories you eat into energy.
Yes.
If you eat more calories than you burn daily, you will gain weight. If you eat fewer calories than you burn daily, you will lose weight. If the calories you consume are equal to the calories you burn daily, you will maintain the same weight. So what happened to me?
What happened?
However,
now I want to ask you a few questions. Did you find yourself eating more?
I found myself eating more and sitting down more.
Did you find yourself eating wrong?
I found myself eating everything that's in the house. I found myself with no control over whatsoever. I found myself standing in the refrigerator looking for the penguin to turn the light off. And so that means with the door open, the penguin can't turn the light off unless the door is closed. So I'm standing there looking at all the goodies, the cakes, the pies, the cookies, the donuts, all the wrong food. I'm standing there looking at it.
Now, Mr. E, did you eat as a result of stress, you think? How did you feel in a pandemic, something that you have never, ever experienced? And why did you go to food as opposed to something else?
Miss Hinton, that's what everybody did. It was a trend. Everybody went to the refrigerator. Everybody went to the cabinet because, one, when you sit down and look at a good movie all day long, or edge of night, search for tomorrow, as the world turned, and all you doing is laying around and looking at TV, laying around and looking at TV, and you're not moving like you're supposed to move. You eat a little bit, you sit down a little bit. Oh, this is not going to hurt me. It's not going to bother me. This is not, right.
Well, we had a guest that came on and said that his wife introduced him to Netflix. So he became a Netflix fiend. So can you imagine, in your house, you're sitting around and you're looking at all the good movies,
that's
you want all the great snacks, and you want to occupy your time. And that's where some of this eating came in, wanting to occupy your time, not having a lot of choices, allegedly, because there were choices. Let's really get real with it. There were, but a whole lot of folks chose to do it the food way.
That's right. That's what the wrong way.
Yes.
When weight gain is cause for concern. When you gain that weight and you need to cause for concern, it's cause for concern. They said if your weight limit, your weight your waistline is 40 or more, 38 or more and higher, then that's diabetes and high blood pressure and things of that nature.
Yes.
Not just for male as well as a female. But when your clothes is not fitting,
Wow.
and you have to make a change, because guess what, your clothes not fitting, your garments is rolling over underneath your stomach, I mean, your done lapped over.
Now, I have this thing called the ladies' closet, and I got a donation from a beautiful woman that her figure 8 expanded. It didn't
She
go
had
quite. It didn't go quite to the O, but she gave the ladies' closet so many clothes.
because she had a BMW.
And the thing about it is, what's a BMW?
A body made wrong. She had a BMW. After the pandemic, a lot of people were running around here with BMWs. I ain't talking about the cars, Vicente. I'm talking about a body made wrong.
So they find themselves giving away clothes. I
Yeah.
even have boxes of clothes from her that I have to still open. I mean, I'm talking about high-end clothing. And so she said she'll never get back to those. And that's the thing. This is what we're trying to kind of like give information on how to get back to that figure 8, how you can get rid of that done lap.
That's right.
And, make sure you get in shape so you won't have a body made wrong.
When you get a BMW, it's one of the hardest cars to trade in. I mean, because everything.
BMW is a little problematic too now. They're high maintenance, but they're problematic.
Those cars, BMW, are problematic, but the BMW that you get around your waist, when your body is made wrong, then you turn around, you can't trade it in. Don't nobody want a banged up body, all your clothes look kind of offset on you. You got a gig line, and your gig line is in the middle of your stomach where your navel is, and you can't even find the gig line.
Well,
So
Mr. E, do you think that people are still stressed out? Because even though we are the pandemic, we're through it, we're still healing from it. And so, do you think people are still having the habit of consuming too much?
That's what folks have done. They have gotten to be obese. They have gotten to be big. They have gotten to consume. They went into the kitchen and they start baking daily. They started cooking every day of the week, making barbecue spare ribs, collard greens, cornbread, pies, potato salad, all that comfort food that, that one time or another when they was going to work, you would have never got that meal on your table. So you sitting there around at your house every day, 7 days a week, eating comfort food.
So, Mr. E, what can we do? How to lose pandemic weight? You're going to have to reverse this thing because, like Mr. E said, when you begin to pile it on, you begin to get some conditions that, food and weight, puts on the body. Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. And so we want to stop it right there. You all that you figure 8 is a figure O. We want you all to reverse it. We want you to control what you eat and develop a healthy lifestyle.
And stop walking around here like, hey. That's right. You control what you can get back to a healthy lifestyle. The gym, go to the gym.
Yes.
The gym doesn't have to be open. Explained. The body weight exercise, such as lunges, assisted.
You said this gym don't have to be open.
It doesn't have to be open.
So where you are at home or wherever outside of your door,
that's
since it's warm now,
that's right.
You can get your exercise on.
You can get it on by doing lunges, by doing push-ups, by doing planks, and there are great exercise that you can do to get away with a quick workout at home.
This is a great time to walk or to go and get a membership at your local community center.
Recreation. That's right. That's right. But if you can't get there, use the stuff that you got around the house. You can take a chair, a folding chair, lawn chair that you have in your house, and you can do planks with those and push-ups with those.
What about your heavy pocketbook? You talking about what's in the closet? You got those pocketbooks full of money and all that.
Yeah, they weights.
Oh, yeah,
they weights. They can help tone your body up. So many folks, so many women got some of everything in the pocketbook. If you ain't got no money in there, take all that stuff and start using
you
it
got so much
as dumbbells.
I tell you what, if you got a figure, now if you want to call, Mr. E, what's the number?
The telephone number is 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number. If you sitting around waiting for somebody to put you in the wheelbarrow to take you around the block so you can see the sights, call 757-624-9475. Let me give you some tips on what to do. Miss Hinton, I made it my business to my Dunlap gonna be done gone.
All right, what are you gonna do?
What am I doing? I'm counting calories. I'm
good.
not trying to eat the whole hole. I'm not trying to eat, everything that's in sight. In my studies on this, it says track your food intake, either in a food journal or an app.
That's a good idea.
And some of you got these cell phones that got everything in the world on it. Track your food intake, and then you'll be mindful for extra snacking and ordering takeout food. Cut that out. Cut taking out food. It can be eye-opening to add everything you eat. Advise shoppers, prepare your meal. When you get up in the morning, prepare what you're going to eat. Put it out. Miss Roberta Carter said, "Ain't nobody called to tell you I got it." She said, "Ain't nobody gonna call and tell you that you got a Dunlap." Pick up the telephone. I want to help you get rid of that Dunlap. 624-9475. That's the telephone number. If you know that you got a Dunlap and you trying to get rid of that Dunlap, let me help you on today. Change your eating. Get rid of them pies and them snacks and them candy
sodas,
bars. Sodas, yoo-hoos, and all that kind of stuff that you eat. Throw the sugar away. Throw that old raggedy couch that you've been laying on during the pandemic. Well, I'm going here, sit down, and can't move for the rest of the night. Get up and do something.
Yes, we challenge you all to get a group of friends and just start working out. Go out to your track and field at the school. You can go and just walk. It doesn't even cost you a thing. Get up early. Go out there and enjoy a good, brisk walk. Do something that's going to make you feel better. Mr. E, while you were sitting there eating and standing up in front of the refrigerator late at night, were you rubbing your belly?
I was rubbing my belly. I said to myself, I would have never thought that I would have a big old belly like this. Because I used to envy a gentleman that had the big belly. I said, wow, they look like, that Chinese guy that it sits in. I said, now, maybe, and they stylish. Some of them had those big old bellies sticking out there, and they stylish, And so I said, no way, Jose. Once I started putting on that weight, and a fella around here, I'm not gonna call his name. His name is Cuddy. He been joking me about my weight.
What did he say?
Oh, he said, look at you. Look like you done ate too much. Your shirt about to pop and all that stuff. I mean, that's what he said around here. And then they sit around and say, you're looking like you done ate the whole watermelon. Ate the whole turkey. Yeah.
So, Mr. E, while you were in the 3 years that you realized you were putting on weight, did you feel like it?
Never that.
One day you woke up when they say the pandemic, you can come out, you looked in the mirror and you said, oh my God, you put on one of those suits.
I put on one of those suits and a pair of blue jeans one day. I felt like some of the folk I seen on TV where they had to lay on the bed and throw the feet up in the air and try to get them jeans over them. I said,
You thought you had gotten a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift. Everything had just spread it like the Nutty Professor.
I
Oh
had to
my.
go to the store and buy a brand new belt. I mean, because when I
Oh,
put my belt on, that my old belt, I was stretching the loops on there. The loops at the eyes that you put that little piece in, they was being stretched and stretched. And one day I put my belt on and it popped. Boom.
oh, well, Miss E, I hope you're on a straight and narrow. We want you all to, we're going to challenge you all to get out there and start walking, give up some of that stuff you're eating, and then report back to us on how you're doing. Mr. E going to keep us abreast to what he's been doing and how he's going to lose he's losing his Dunlap. But anyway, come on over here for a little bit. We got some upcoming shows and some more information for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And if you're in the Hampton Roads area, enjoy this beautiful sunny day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And our subject matter today was issues concerning women. What's in the closet? But we decided to do a twist and make it your fun fitness day. Don't forget to lose that weight. Don't walk around with a BMW, a body made wrong, or a Dunlap. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350 Peace 95.3 and 1400 AM. And have a wonderful weekend.
Mr. E, I'm telling you, so many people have had the problem of trying to get the weight off after the pandemic. It was just so easy to do. People were sitting around. You couldn't go, everything was closed.
That's right. That's right. So you had to go with what you know. You had to go into the now Miss Roberta Carter said my belt was crying.
It had to be screaming and crying if your belly was choking it.
I guess I'm not the only one that knows what I'm talking about. You know, there's some folks are in denial when it comes to, their belts crying but I had to do something about it because,
that's what we want to know. What did you do?
I realized that, as you get a little older and you got that Dunlap, as I was looking at some of the information that we had, Ms. Hinton, we found out that when you got a Dunlap, it says, listen to your body and explain. If you just not feeling like yourself, that you feel sluggish, you can't even you can feel fatigue, less interest, and impact on your health condition. Consult your physician about the pandemic weight gain. You can have uncontrollable diabetes.
Ooh.
That's what a lot of people have been running around here, Miss Hinton, not in the station, but around town, talking about they got diabetes. It's uncontrollable. Mm-hmm. You wonder why your numbers are off. You wonder why you can't get it together. Well, the reasons why you're not listening to your body, you got what they call uncontrollable diabetes. You have undeniable chronic illness such as asthma, congested heart failure, your weight gain put you at an unhealthy body mass, a BMW. That's what that means. Mm-hmm. Being obese, defined as BMW above 30 kilometers.
Wow.
Severe obesity, defined as having a BMW of more than 40 kilograms or above, increase your risk of severe illness from the COVID vaccine, according to the Center of Disease and Prevention.
So much stress. We went through something that we've never gone through before. We had to do something for comfort, and people went to food.
That's right.
And not only that, even if you didn't overdo it, your metabolism slowed down because you wasn't burning and moving like you usually do. And so you could be eating regular and still put on weight.
Well, you call it regular, but see, there's a little bit added here and a little bit more. when you sit down to your dinner table and you know you've been eating one happens at a time,
Yes.
then you sneak back into the kitchen later on and say,
Absolutely.
"Ooh, this was so delicious," and you think ain't nobody watching you, and you got another plate of potatoes, mashed potatoes cooked with some butter, and you got another taste. Normally, you wouldn't eat two happens of it, or
Mhm.
you sneak back and somebody decide they want to make some purebred biscuits and rolls, and
Yes.
they sitting
Yes.
around and popped up like grandma used to make, and you popping two of them in the microwave, and then you go lay down and go to sleep and sneak back into your man cave, and and you're eating all the wrong food. You're not drinking enough liquid.
Yes.
One of the things I decided to do, Miss Hinton, is I was said I'm going to change my eating habits. I'm going to
Good.
change the way that I eat at night. I'm not going to eat no candy. I'm not going to eat candy.
Candy, you bet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's a good thing to get rid of.
And then you got to be a discipline. You got to eat not late at night. Folks don't know that when you eat late at night, the food rots. It doesn't go nowhere. It's just
It's
because
in
you're
that
not
belly.
active anymore. It's just sitting around in your belly doing nothing.
Now, the thing about it, Mr. E, when we go through crisis, it doesn't even have to be a pandemic. If we have tornado threats, or a threat somewhere in our city and stuff like that, people run to the store, and guess what? The main thing that's still there, something that you can get more of. They in our survey it shows vegetables are left. You got all the vegetables in the world you can get. People have gone to the cereals.
That's
They have
right.
gone to
Milk.
the breads.
That's right.
All the carbs.
That's right.
All the comfort
That
food.
is so
And
true.
the main thing, the vegetables
Are still in the
are
shelf.
still on the shelf.
Somebody said that you got to get a V8. Please listen to me real good. If you got high blood pressure and you drink a V8, don't.
We said all the salt
All the
and
salt
preservatives
is in that V8. Listen, it'll clog your arteries up. In fact, this COVID virus 19 has created a perfect storm for people who struggle with weight.
Yes.
Life has been disrupted in major ways, such as stress.
Oh my, yes.
Unpending gym routine.
They said decide to manage stress through yoga, through exercise, just like we said. Mindfulness practices can help. It can help calm your stress, and it will give you an alternative than to just go in the kitchen and just eat, and eat.
You wonder why you got acid reflux. Let me tell you, because the food late at night has nowhere to go. You're not burning it. It's sitting down there in the grease and all that's in your belly, and it's like a volcano. My doctor showed me this. He said, now when you eat late at night, all the food gathered in your stomach, there's some acid in there. It's just like a dynamite, just like a firecracker. It started erupting. It started bubbling in your stomach because it's fighting. Because there's no oxygen and there's no routine. It's not going nowhere. So when a volcano erupts and you wonder why you feel nauseated, you wonder why your neck choked up and why you feel like it's because your acid reflect. You ate too late at night. The chicken and the hamburger is not agreeing with the macaroni and cheese, and all of that is fighting down there.
Well, I tell you what, we want to challenge you all to get with your buddies and your friends and your peers. Start moving a little bit. Just make sure, you just, it doesn't even have to be the big weights and things like that. You could just go to your local park just walk around, and you can get rid of some things like sodas. Some people, I have a friend, she said she used to be addicted to sodas. She had to have sodas every day. And she worked on it and began to get rid of that bad habit. Something that's just one thing out of the diet. So we're going to challenge you all to take at least one thing out of your diet. I'm going to do the soda thing, which I don't hardly do anyway. But I'm saying I can do the sodas. I can do limit juices. little things. Now listen, I'm not going to take a lot out of my diet because I'm not overweight.
I am.
But I'm just saying. So I'm saying I want to keep what I got, but I will take some things out. I really will. So you all take one thing
That's right.
out, at least one thing. We're challenging you all to go for a walk, maybe once a week, at least once a week, and we are also challenging you to keep up with what you're doing, what you're eating, kind of like journal it or put it on the app or get one of those watches where you can keep up
That's right. That's
with
right.
how many, the trackers and things like that. But kind of like change your habit. If you feel like you're eating uh, is stress related, try to journal or write something more pleasant, or read a good book, or look at a good movie or something like that, or go to the store and just find alternatives for bad eating habits.
They got some desks now, because a lot of people spend more time at their computers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're sitting down constantly sitting down. They got some new desks out now where it calls you to stand up. You can go from sitting down to standing up.
I like those.
From sitting down to stand up. And not only that, you can take your chair that's in your office, and if it's a swivel chair, just turn around, go around in circles, hold on to the two arms, and walk around in a circle, or to the back of your chair and walk around in the circle. Push it around the room, and and get your exercise in. Do some steps.
Miss Roberta Carter said the doctor told her not to eat after 8 p.m. I love that. I love that. That's good advice. And even if you have been eating after 8 p.m., maybe that's one thing you can give up, eating late. So anyway, or going back for that second plate. When you eat one plate, when you go back for the second equal amount, that's double calories, and that means you're eating two meals each, because you should have breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you eat like that. So if you eat twice in each of those things, that's 6 meals. That's calories that you can do without. So we're going to be changing things over here. Mr. E's going to be changing his habits. I'm going to change some of mine. And we're going to see where it goes to. It would be nice for you all to join us one day. Maybe we could go to one of those Trashmore or whatever, and do a lap, FYI, fun fitness.
Or ride the bicycle.
Or ride a bike or something like that. But we'll let you know. Mr. E, we got a little tea before we go. Because we got some things that we need to do.
That's right.
But we want to just say thank you all for joining us, all that are on. Miss Geneva, Liggins, Miss Liggins, Sheila Robbins, Katrina Brown, Roberta Carter is up here, all our friends that are up here. Thank you so much for joining us. But Mr. E, there's a lot going on in the political world. Oh my God. I mean, even locally, there are some things happening. But we've got Donald Trump and his civil lawsuit, and a second one.
That's
New
right.
York is around there saying New York hates your chant. And his supporters are not showing up like they should.
Well, Ms. Hinton, Donald Trump is on his way out. We just have not. Folks are in denial. They have not yet come to the conclusion that he's out. O-U-T, out.
Can you believe it? After him being in the White House and carrying on. Woo.
And the president making history of going to JAIL, clink him up.
Clack. Yeah. That's what they're saying. But I wanted to just make mention of some of these things. The Rich Neck Elementary School, the mother turned herself in, Mr. E.
And that's one of the greatest things in the world that she's complying with it. Did you not know her bail could be $5,000? If she allow a bail bondsman to get her out, she only has to pay $500.
But look at the time that she may be looking at. 5 years possibly?
5
maximum?
years, 6 years. That's 11 years that lady might be looking at.
That's a lot.
Because there are several different charges they got. One, she has a handgun and she's leaving it around where nobody else, where the child can get a hold of it. It's not secure. And she also, and they call it unfit, which is a felony because that child can get it.
I tell you what, that is a mess. Not only is she going to have to give an account, but they said they're coming after other folk. Also in the news, we've been talking about the abortion issue. You know, they limited the access to the abortion pill, or they have to go all the way to the Supreme Court to find out if, that's going to be available to people. But things are changing. That's something on FYI After
Things are
Dark
changing.
that we're
Yeah.
going to talk about with the ladies. Because one time abortion, the people could just go get an abortion, and now the states are changing, and it's just not that going to be
That
easy like
easy.
that
Yeah.
anymore. Also, I hope you all got a chance to look at Monique, her Netflix special. If you haven't, go ahead, because we're going to critique that too.
Cussing.
Portsmouth got a little more drama going on with one of the judges there. Speaking of judges, our Supreme Court judge is in the news again. Clarence Thomas again.
Clarence Collins, who Clarence Collins had a
Thomas.
Yes. I'm gonna call him Clarence Collins.
That may be somebody's name.
You know who Clarence Collins is? He's Clarence Thomas is. He's the one that wrote that song, "Who Take the Lady with the Skinny Legs."
Oh Lord, we ain't gonna put that kind of stuff on. But anyway, don't forget, and we'll talk to you about something in the water. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be out there. And we'll give you highlights from that as well coming up. Our upcoming shows, we got who? Lionel
Sproul will be coming up here real soon. And if you want to join in with our conversation, just tune in. We'll have him to talk about what you want to do, what you want to hear about abortions and everything.
Absolutely. Okay. After dark, we have Mr. Chris Hinton, real estate man, along with some credit doctors and gurus and all kind of folks coming on. Don't forget the ladies' book, the ladies' pie, the ladies' music. Don't forget WAS, Young Women Achieving Success. We're recruiting girls 10 to 17. If you want to be a special guest sponsor, intern, Mr. E got the tea.
If you'd like to be a special guest or intern, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861 or inbox us at Edward Evers' Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com.
Absolutely. It has been a wonderful day. God is so good. I'm excited about life and what he's doing for all of us. And so you all make sure you tune in Monday. We'll be here for Sports Talk. Monday evening, we're going to have our panel, and we're just going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. Be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend.
2 up, 2 down, PA. And don't have a Dunlap. Get rid of your Dunlap.